We are on the stage. We are live. My name is Chris. This is the Walking Free Podcast. As always, my faithful host, Rocky McComas, who his camera's stalled now.
Okay.
And today,
I hope they got my good side.
Today we have Zach Dodd.
What's
Ladies
going on,
and gentlemen,
guys?
Zach Dodd is in the house. OTG Zico, whatever you want to call him. So you're my.
That was a serious applause.
Did you hear that guy at the end?
Yeah,
It's like,
dude.
yeah.
With their gut.
Just so you guys know, Zach forgot about the podcast and he just kind of showed up, but we're here. He's doing a speaker meeting for the Harmony Home tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little bit out of breath. I had to run up the church stairs to get to the podcast.
Yeah.
I
But you
cried
made
in
it.
the car on my way here, so I got something good for tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Amen. That's what I'm talking about. That's your pathway, huh? What's your pathway? Jesus.
You already know what time it is.
For real. So, why don't you just tell people, like, I don't know, you if they want to hear your whole story, they can listen later or whatever. But
Yeah.
tell them what got you to where you're at now. Like, oh, I know we can look at your face and know that you were in prison. That was good, wasn't it? Where's my tink? But I know your story well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're my dog.
Yeah, I know your story very well. But why don't you just like hit him with a soft version?
Okay, so I started experimenting with alcohol and drugs at a young age, and that led me to getting incarcerated at a young age. And when I started going into the juvenile facilities, I just had an epiphany, like, this isn't that bad. So I wasn't scared of the punishment anymore. So I didn't care. I just acted however I wanted to act, did whatever I wanted to do with no fear of the consequence. And that just led me to being in more trouble. And I went to the Department of Corrections the first time when I was 15, went 3 more times as an adult, ended up getting strung out on meth and heroin after I had my first child pass away. Just using the hard drugs. Before that, Rocky, it wasn't really the hard drugs. It was like just weed and liquor. But
Oh, yeah.
once that happened, it's like I had to find something to numb that pain.
Yeah.
And I went a long time without really dealing with that grief properly. But that led me to, I went to prison the first time as an adult, a heroin addict, and came home a meth addict because there was so much meth in the prison.
Yeah.
And, I did what I did, found a plug, and came home and linked up with him and started selling a lot of meth. And, man, it was just, I was influenced so negatively by rap music that I thought, like, what these guys was talking about in these songs, I could relate it to my life so much that it was like they would glorify it. So I thought I had to obtain all these things that they was talking about in this music to be happy.
Yeah.
That's what makes me a man, is being tough, having money, messing with different girls, selling dope. That was what was going to make me a man and make me successful. But really, the more I obtained these things, the more empty I felt on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And man, so I'm not going to go into full detail, but the last time that I got locked up, man, I was facing a lot of time. I was facing over 30 years, and I was in a segregation cell, had a radical encounter with Christ, and my life ain't been the same ever since then.
Amen.
And now I use the gift of rap music, the gift God gave me, to glorify him.
Amen.
And to give the youth something that sounds like what they're used to, but with a positive message, something that's not going to lead them to bondage like the music did me. It's going to lead them to freedom.
I remember being down there on 7th Street, whacked out.
Oh, yeah.
I tell him, I was like, dude, you're good. I really don't like rap music, but I knew that we always had something.
You always said,
Yeah.
Zach can rap.
I don't really care. But he's good at what he does. You know what I mean?
I was just misusing the gift that God gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But let's talk about, like, with the drugs, you know what I mean? Like, what about the lifestyle? What's the lifestyle do to our character? And what's the lifestyle, like, do to our mind in the way, like, he's talked about finding your value in things and other things, and like, like reputation. And then now you got, like, you gotta be strong all the time because people take advantage of you. I don't want to feel like a, like a punk, and I'm not a punk. And like, it gets to like, it starts building on you. Because really, I think getting sober for most people, it's easy, but like changing like those things in our character that make us like build all these walls up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like,
For sure.
And it gets very difficult for a lot of us to like intermingle into like normal society with like, you know, normal people and like give people grace, because we're not used to giving people grace, because, you know, you see, like, you know, some of us went quick to fist fights, some of us pulled a gun, you know what I mean? They're just like, that's just our mentality.
Legit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So definitely, bro, I can relate to that, because being incarcerated so much, you know, not even the lifestyle like out here is just like you said, but even a step farther, to spending so much time in these facilities from a young age, like from 12 to 28, I was incarcerated more than I was free. So having, like, I gangbanged in prison, I strived in prison, I knew how to strive in prison, I thrived, but I didn't know how to be a man out here because I never had responsibilities out here. And that was such an uncomfortable change. And it's not that, I think I've had conversations with people before, and they're like, yeah, you know, you wanted to live up to that reputation, but it wasn't that. It was, I really believed the lies that the enemy tells us when we're in those situations, that you have to be this. I wasn't trying to uphold an image. I really believed that those was the right ways to be a man. So it was like erasing everything I thought and believed and retraining myself and learning truth.
That's it. And I tell people, like, when I go to like church with like church people, normal church people, and it's like, you know, people think, you know, I was 500 miles away from, you know, Jesus, and I quit doing this. And I'm like, bro, you know, some people live 300,000 miles away from God.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we lived in a way, like you said, I used to watch pornography with the women I was with.
Right.
We did it. There was nothing wrong with it. It's not taboo, bro. That's just it.
Right.
You know, we did this. We did it. So, you know what I mean? To get to a place in life where now, like, you know, you experience conviction for that and you start feeling bad. You know what I mean? I think the greatest achievement that the greatest thing that God did to me in my heart was made me like want to, I had a desire to change. He made me feel bad for doing the things. You know what I mean? I started really feeling bad, and I think, man, why am I feeling bad? I mean, it's like, it's conviction. It's like, you know, when I think we've, you know, I had it as a young man. I had it as you know, I mean, I think even kids, even like a 2-year-old kid, you'll say no, they'll be like, you know,
right.
I think God gives us that, you know, we know right from wrong. It's just trying to get ourselves to do the right thing rather than just do what we want to do.
Like back then, I mean, for me, I didn't care if it's right or wrong. Is whatever I wanted to do right then is what was going to happen.
Yeah, we were self-serving.
Oh,
if it served ourselves, it didn't matter about anything else.
Yeah, I think, you know, and a lot of times and now today, I like just try to be a better person. That way I want to treat people better. I want to reciprocate relationships better. I want to find value in myself and other people to build better, more healthier, prosperous relationships. You know, I mean, like
100%.
that's like my focus in life now. And it's not, and like all these, I just bought a new truck. Like, these things are just coming. I don't even think about them. I don't even stress over them. I don't even think about stuff anymore. It's just like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to live a good life and just like be of some value to somebody. You know what I mean? Like just to be a valuable person to other people. You know what I mean?
Sure, bro.
And it's, you know, God will provide. And I think that's a lot of it, you know. I think a lot of it is like God will provide. And like, if you just, I think why I recognize it in other people so much, because I know what it's like. I've lived with motive my whole life, and I can recognize it. And I like judge people for it, and I wish I wouldn't. I wish I could get to a point in my life where it didn't bug me, and I just was like, you know what, just let them do the thing. God will intervene, and He'll do whatever He does with them.
Yeah,
and it's hard to do because I can't.
It is hard.
I'm not good at keeping my mouth shut.
You're not?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm terrible.
I didn't know that.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at it. And I really been praying about it a lot. And I really would just like to, you know, allow people to go through whatever they got to go through to learn what they got to learn to on God's time and not mine. You know,
it's hard.
That's the only way they're really going to learn anyway.
I know it.
Yeah, it's hard to like.
I know that
when you're sitting there and you know, like, all you have to do is like listen. All you have to do is be obedient. You know that, but I couldn't nobody tell me that. I just had to figure it out.
That's what I was just sitting here thinking. Like, all three of us, how many times can we look back and look at a situation like, if I would have just listened to so and so, it would have been all right, you know. But none of us, we all feel like in the moment, we know what's best for our lives and we know how to handle things.
It's my life.
You can't tell me nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
My life this is my life. Yeah.
I'm overproducing.
Don't be doing that.
I'm moving Zach over a little bit.
And I don't know. That's the hard, you know, and then that is like, you know, that is the hardest thing to explain to people that haven't been there before, is like, you know, it's all about progress and it's all about changing. And like, you know, like, dude, there was 6 million things wrong with me. You know what I mean? Like, well, if God looked at me and like was to split me up, he would have split me up in 6 million pieces.
Yeah.
And we're going to work on these one at a time.
Yeah.
We've gone through like 150,000 of these pieces in the last 5 years. You know, I got so much more to work on, you know?
Yeah.
But
that's the beautiful thing about it, though, is like none of us ever get there.
Yeah.
We never get to a place where it's like, okay, I'm perfect now. You know, it's like our whole life, we're just growing. That's what it's about.
Good to go.
It is.
Good to grow.
Good to grow.
So grace is so important.
Grace.
I mean,
sure.
I know I wouldn't be here without it.
I know it, but I mean, like the godly grace is easy. It's like having grace for people. It's the human grace for me, for having grace for one another. Like I have to constantly, like, you know what I mean? Like I have to forgive people and have grace for other people because I'm capable of doing the same things I get angry at other people for. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
It's hard. It's easy to say, I'm going to go out here and love people like Jesus. It's a whole nother thing to go do it.
It is. Sometimes I just say it all the time.
It's hard to love somebody you don't like.
Sometimes I have to keep people like over there.
Yeah.
In order for me to love them and not to be resentful for them and anger for them. If there's things in other people's character that bother me in such a way that I'm going to build like anger and resentment towards them, I have to keep them on the outside.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'm capable of loving them. I have to keep distancing them from them.
Right.
And I don't know if that's healthy.
I don't
know if it's
know.
good.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it healthy or unhealthy. I would call it
I think it's boundaries.
I'm going to speak for me. When I find something about somebody that I don't like, the first place I go is the mirror. What do I
go, Chris?
I'm serious.
I know.
I'm looking and I'm like, what in me is mad that this person is doing XYZ or is like XYZ? And ever since I started doing that, man, it's been like a game changer of like, okay.
It's hard though. You go through this every day.
Hard.
You go through it every day.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I don't believe I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
it's only you, Rocky.
No, it's like in my character, it's like good and evil inside me, like battling on a daily basis.
Constant.
You know what I mean? Like correction. And I get it. Like that's what I was saying. Like looking in the mirror, same thing. Is like I have to forgive people for doing things because I'm capable of the same things. I don't necessarily do things that I've done to this day that I used to do, but you know, like I've done it before. You know what I mean? I have done it before. You know what I mean? And I expected people to forgive me. I expected people to give me grace for those times when I fell short and those times when I did what I did. You know what I mean? So how am I to not expect, you know what I mean, to not allow, you know what I mean, to give somebody that kind of grace for them to get them to move on? I don't know. It's something.
It's rough.
It is.
Super rough.
I wish I was a ninja.
Yeah. You've been talking about ninjas a lot lately.
I watched in the House of David. You watched the House of David?
I have.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
The series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
Oh man. You watched it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my.
Zach ain't got no time to watch TV, bro.
Dude, don't start because you'll neglect the kids
He
and
won't.
everything.
He
Watching the kids. It is so good, ain't it?
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good.
It is so
It is.
good.
It's decent, bro.
Like you won't wash the dishes, clean the house, or nothing until it's over.
So you guys have known each other for like a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably been what, like 6, 7, somewhere around there.
Yeah. He was in the mix of the worst of his.
He said when Rocky's explaining who Zach was to people, not who Zach is, when he's explaining who Zach Dodd was to people, he's like, them boys that'll really do that to you.
I always said, you know what I mean? Like I was an older guy, you know what I mean? Like I was like, Zach was a young kid, but he's just one of them you don't mess with.
Yeah.
He was.
That's
he was a
sad,
whole
bro.
different
He
person.
does.
Then, though.
You know what I mean? Like he was
Completely different
completely.
I know it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But
Yeah.
that's what that's the testimony. That's the miracle that happened.
I didn't know you at all. I knew your wife. I
Yeah.
did my first peer recovery class with her, and God told me to hire you.
My wife is definitely my better half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree.
Yeah.
God
We
told
got
me
somebody
to.
at the door.
What is going on?
I don't know. Keep going.
Okay, I think it's just.
Was it Levi?
Yeah, probably.
That's all good.
But God told me that was one of my. I called your wife and I was like, I don't know if this makes any sense at all, but I'm supposed to hire your husband. I don't know how that goes, and she starts crying immediately. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, we're doing it, and like that, just being obedient, I think helped lead you to, the OTG in front of your name.
100%. That OTG came from you anyway.
But like, and then I really miss sitting up in the Blackford County office and you come in and be like, hey, look what God hit me with, the world.
Yeah.
You came in and that day that it came to you, and I'm just like, I got it all on video. Like I was now.
Not that I was writing songs while I was supposed to be working. But.
Never. We wouldn't do that. We couldn't do that.
Yeah, quit lying.
That's impossible.
You should be experiencing some type of conviction right
Well,
now. Thou shalt not bear false witness.
I'm already admitted to all the people I need to admit to that my last 3 months there was just
yeah, well, it was helping people.
Definitely was helping people. Definitely was helping
people.
And then Zach, I know we talk about obedience, man. You was really literally like, I'm just gonna go do this full time. I'm gonna go full time ministry. And I'm like, now that's a leap of faith, bud.
Yeah, definitely was scary.
Yeah. How's it been going?
Bro, God has been providing in ways that, I never seen coming. Not to say, I'm not saying that full-time ministry, I'm getting the same check that I was getting working a job. You know what I mean?
Right.
But bro, I'm taken care of. So that's all that matters. We haven't went without. So
ain't missed no bills.
Not missing bills, bro. Like we're good. We're taken care of. And the spiritual reward, bro,
man,
that I get from going and sharing my testimony or giving a word or doing music.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went to the Bloomington jail. Me and John went to the Bloomington jail the other night, bro. It's about the size of Grant County. So there's 200, almost 300
300 people.
I think there was about 70 of the guys, 75 of them that came down. But bro, they was in there jumping around and praising and just knowing, we've all been locked up. So we know that it's like a physical prison, but it's easy to stay in a mental prison while you're there too.
Yeah.
So to see these brothers, 70 people operating in the freedom of Christ inside a physical jail.
That's awesome.
It don't get no better than that.
It's awesome.
It's awesome, man.
You're busy these days.
Yeah. And I think, I think especially in like the county jails and people, the more I think in order to get to like some people, I think like, I know like me and my experience, jail was like my most vulnerable state. Cause I was sober, didn't want to go back to that life. But you know what I mean? I swore I wouldn't go back every time I was in jail. I didn't want it, but something like took me right back to that life after, because it was the only thing I ever knew.
Yep.
But like if somebody was to got to me, that they would have just changed me, it was in jail. I was just talking about a post earlier in this on one of these addiction websites that I know somebody who wants to detox at home. Like, what do you think about that? And I was like, well, how did it work out for the last 100 times they tried to detox at home?
Yeah.
How does it work out for you? Like we was just talking about it. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't have, if I would have stayed home and went through withdrawals or anything, that phone's right there, bud. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I got locked up.
I made myself go to treatment.
I know. Well, that's fine. You went to treatment. You went somewhere. You got up out the way.
Had to. I wouldn't have been able to do it at Roy's house. You know what I mean?
But that's what had to happen to me. You know what I mean? And then I went from there to the Harmony home. It was just like a stepping stone. Like if my own free will is what kept me where I was at for so long.
Rocky's way got him there.
Yeah, for real. Now look,
Levi Fields must have ran off and said, "What's up, Zach?" He didn't say, "What's up,
No, he
Chris?"
tried to-
You
What's
know what
up,
I
bro?
mean? That's crazy.
As he was trying to come up in here,
He
get your
was trying.
autograph, bud.
He wants your autograph.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people down there that are excited that
You got
you're coming in.
Yeah,
That's
people.
awesome.
Some people busted in the door about 5 o'clock. They was like, "Hey, is OTG Zico?"
Legit. Like,
I was
for
like,
real.
"No, they're
It was
not."
5
he's not-
o'clock.
Yeah, I was like, "No, he's not till
He'll
about
be here.
6:30." I said,
Be
"You can
here.
go ahead and get some food if you want to." And they was like, "Nah."
I think Jason Jackson said he's bringing pizza.
Fire.
Yeah.
Jason Jackson,
Exactly, the
dude.
pizza.
We'll start talking about Jason, but we'll be here for a minute. I love it, dude.
Rocky be crying and everything.
I know. You don't meet people like him every day.
He's a real one.
If the body of the body of Christ was more like Jason Jackson's,
Let's go.
you know what I mean? Like there'd be so many more people's lives getting saved on a daily basis.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, this dude is a good man, Christian man, never been in trouble. He's a good man. He sits in, he does all this, serves all this, but you know what? He's not above sitting down with people and breaking bread and eating with people and hanging out with people and befriending people that are struggling like to get by every day.
For sure.
He's not, and he's a good dude.
He's
a really
that
good
guy.
man. He is that guy.
Yeah.
And he is the standard.
He was the guest last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big shoes to fill, Zach.
Now I'm feeling the pressure.
Yeah,
No,
you almost didn't even make
You know
it.
what I mean? Like, but really, I'm like, well, what do you like? Most people, he's got a family, he's got a job, he's got all these things. What makes a person that lives a good life, that has a family, hangs out with his kids, works on, what makes them want to like go and like
think, hey,
just
I'm
introduce-
gonna buy pizza for all these ex-drug addicts
no,
tonight.
like, you know what I mean? Like he just wants to go love on people.
Yeah,
Dude.
for sure.
He just wants to go like show somebody some love that's in a dark place in their life.
Yeah.
And that's precious, dude.
For sure.
I think a lot of times is what it is like we get this experience, we have this encounter with Christ, and we want to get other people to that experience. We want to get other people to be able to experience that encounter that we experienced, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
that's what it is for me.
it just keeps, like, I'll have a spiritual awakening like every other week, though.
Yeah.
I thought I could only have one when I first started this stuff.
It
You
keeps
know what I
peeling
mean?
them back.
Then my wife will hit me
Peeling
with
the layers
glory to
back.
glory. You know what I
You know,
mean?
like one of your great, I think, like if we look at it like that, one of your great things, like I always think about, like, if we're fishers of men, what does our tackle look like? Our bait look like? You know what I mean? Like yours is music. You have music. It's that really like connects with people. You know what I mean? My way, I just try to like be like cool. I just try to befriend people. You know what I mean? Like that's what my like relatability and just being friends with people. You know what I mean?
For
Just
sure.
like hanging out and trying to, help people along, give people opportunities and things like that. That's really, you know what I mean? That's about some of it. But you know what I mean? I have a lot of people around me on a daily basis that I can, do that with.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That's
everyone's
good.
like, think about that. If you're a fisherman, what's your tackle look
I've never
like,
looked at it like that before. Like,
What's
I
your
mean, I've
bait look
thought
like?
about like how do you connect with people, but to word it like that, the tackle, like if we're
Mhm.
fishers of men, what does your tackle
Yeah,
look
you
like?
got a little shiny
good.
spinner on your lure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it a green worm? Is it a pink one? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What does it look like? Has it got glitter on it? You know, the little fishing worms,
Yeah.
little jigs and stuff. Does it do a jig?
I think mine is authenticity and intelligence.
Nah,
That was good.
I think you're just silly, bro. That's where everyone likes you. You're just silly.
Big Goofy. That's what they called me in jail.
Look, Jen sent me a picture earlier. She seen somebody on a bicycle. She said, "Look, this looks like Chris in that mugshot."
The
So you-
deflated mugshot.
Yeah. There's a doppelganger of you from 5 years ago out there running around.
Well,
Let me find out. That was a different person.
let me go get him into treatment.
Let me find out.
Yeah.
You know I'll
Let me
try.
find out
part.
that was a
You
different
know I'll
person.
try.
Let me find out that was a different person.
Maybe. I want the charges expunged from my record, though.
All right.
So yeah, I'm glad you did show up. Your
Me
dreads
too.
are getting long again.
They're getting down there again.
I
ain't
remember
they?
when you cut them.
Me too, unfortunately.
Well, are you mad about it?
No, I'm not mad about it, but I do miss them though.
Yeah.
Being long.
Yeah, they're getting there again, like for real.
Yeah.
They was up to like here,
I know, right?
hitting your cheek.
That's what's up.
What are you gonna talk about tonight? Are you gonna tell them?
So I'm gonna talk about my story but it's gonna relate to a Bible story, and just gonna talk about how important it is, every decision we make. And I'm not gonna give too much away because I'm sure there's gonna be some people that see this before,
and they're gonna think, "Oh, I already know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch him talk now."
Yeah, they gotta come get this message.
Yeah, come get it.
Yeah.
Like I can tell my story by using the book of Exodus. Like you could talk like being we lived our lives as slave to ideology, money, sex, drugs, whatever, crews, buddies, friends, having that, keeping that persona, like keeping like street cred, you could think, we talked about that earlier. I mean, you're a slave to that. And why did I keep going back to that? I was comfortable there.
Yeah.
I was comfortable there. Israelites, let's go back. They got, we just because they were slaves, they still like wanted the safety of the food and the shelter. They didn't know, like the unknown. The unknown was like scared them to death.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like all of us as humans are like that. Just like you said, everybody can relate to that, because that's exactly why we know how much better recovery is when we're in addiction, but it's so unknown and so foreign. It scares us to even try it.
I know. I thought it's going to take me 10 years to get my life back together. And I thought, well, I'm 43 years old. I'm going to be 60 years old before I can change my life. Here I am, 47, kicking it.
Praise God.
Yeah, no. Fast. Didn't take that long. I mean, it just depends how much we apply ourselves. Honestly, God does a lot for us. God's done so much for me, but if I didn't apply myself to anything, if I didn't apply these gifts, this work ethic, if I didn't apply the love that I feel for myself, if I didn't like want and have this desire to be better and do better in life, we talk about it, it's a, what do you call it? A half. I wasn't gonna cuss. We usually use
you almost went, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. But like
beep. I got a button on there that'll help you.
See, vocabulary sucks.
A half
baked recovery leaves you half baked cookies. You know what I mean? We'll say it like that. I'm just saying, it's a half baked cookie. You know what I mean? Like you put in half the effort, you're going to give out of it like a half, like you're going to have
the result.
Yeah, have the result. Yeah.
Legit.
Exactly. We talk about it with the guys all the time. What are you doing? What are you doing outside the box? Harmony Home has got a program. It's got a box. We make you do all these things inside the box. The ones who survive and make it mostly start doing things outside the box.
Yeah.
Going to church, building a church family, doing like going to the gym, doing all these other things to try to I tell them all the time, if you don't start meeting new people, if you don't start like building a church family, recovery family, church family, start being around good and positive people in your life, who are you going to go back to? What are you going to go back to?
Yep.
Rob said, so has Zach actually gotten a chance to talk? Because he's talking about you. That's what he said.
Rob's always banging
What's up, Rob?
Banging my bells.
I guess you're froze up.
That's
your camera today. Everybody's like,
that's all right.
Rocky is frozen. Is Rocky there? And then Rob said, so has Zach actually gotten a chance to talk?
Well, he makes me mad.
He's on your butt, bro.
I know.
He's on your butt, but you're handling it very well.
I don't know why it puts me in dead mouth every time he does it. It makes me stutter. One of these days, I'm gonna learn to ride on through his nasty comments.
He's really just teaching you how to get to where you need to be.
Like for hecklers.
Yeah. He just threw a tomato at you, bro. He just threw a tomato.
Pause. He's right though.
So you excited about being the speaker tonight?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I normally get nervous beforehand, but I think them nerves is out the window
you're
now.
Super. I've seen you before you go on to like perform or talk or whatever, and you're just kind of like.
So I do get nervous before I perform still, but until like I get into the first song, but I'm like getting comfortable doing the music, but speaking is like I have way more opportunities to do music than I do to speak. Everybody wants to hear my music. They don't want to hear what I got to say. You know what I mean? I'm playing. They do, but I have way more opportunities to do the music. So I've got more comfortable doing that. When it comes to speaking, it's still kind of something that's out of my comfort zone, you know, like we talked about. And so, but I've had more chances to do it recently. And I think tonight's going to be good, man. I got a good message, a good story. And
awesome.
I prayed in the car on the way here. So that's all I know how to do.
Amen.
You ever
So
think
be
about
it.
You remember
So be it.
Yeah, remember MTV Unplugged?
Yeah.
When they used to talk, when they would be up there in their acoustics and stuff, and they would tell stories about like how these songs were made. And you ever think about doing that, doing some music, then like testifying in between?
Yeah.
Did you see the thing he did? Amen. So be it.
Mm-mm.
Did you watch that?
No,
bro. He's just standing there talking. Can you do it? Can you recite it?
I don't have it memorized.
You don't have it memoized?
Is it the thing that was in the River Church the other day? Yeah,
bro. That was like, that was awesome, bro.
I appreciate that.
I seen old Jake March's comment on there. Jake March, he really held you high up for that.
Yeah.
Thanks, my guy, man.
Jake, Jake's
a good dude.
Jake's cool.
I remember
good
him
people, man.
DeVoe Chevrolet. I couldn't believe it. He was like, yeah, I used to work. I was like, that.
Jake was my next door neighbor from 4th grade to about 8th or 9th grade.
Yeah.
You know how I met Jake? He was staff at Paddock View when I was locked up there when I was like 13 or 14, something like
Paddock
that.
View. That's out on Bradford Street.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember running from that place. They don't give you tennis shoes. You're walking around in that place in socks. And I was able to get out and I was running. It was all muddy out. I didn't care.
Yeah, the cornfields. It's surrounded by cornfields.
Rob said, "What's up, Zach? I appreciate you sharing yourself with my guys tonight."
Oh man, it's an honor and a blessing for me.
Yeah.
These are my guys though.
Ooh,
Rob.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I do have a question I've been wanting to ask you. What is your favorite song to perform?
My favorite song to perform. So Covered by the Blood is like my favorite.
I'm covered by the
I don't know, man. I can't really say a favorite because Covered by the Blood, that's something that everybody gets hyped to.
Yeah.
But then the world performing that song.
That's my favorite.
When I perform it at home, you know, around here, everybody knows it. And just to hear all the voices worshiping God, like with the song that I wrote, you know, it's a different feeling. It's a humbling experience.
People know the words to it. They listen to it so much they know the words to it.
It's a different thing, bro.
Amen.
Like we've had times where the song will be over and the whole crowd is we're just still singing it, just all the voices, you know, and that's a different
awesome,
experience.
That's
but those are my two favorite songs as like just me, but like my favorite like collaboration, Alpha Omega with me and Jack.
Alpha Omega was serious, bro.
Get Out the Way with me and Hero. Them are fun to perform.
Hero came out of nowhere.
That's my guy.
Like
bro.
he was just like, whoa, and he's really doing what he's talking about.
Yep.
You know 100%. What I mean?
100%.
That's what I love about Hero.
Yep.
Like he is really like,
he's genuine.
He's on.
Yeah.
And he's hard on the church too. And I believe, you know, I mean, we need people like that.
Yeah.
Seriously, I feel a lot. There's a couple of songs he did that I listened to, and I really like related to a lot of things he was saying about the modern church and the way and how and the stuff that's.
We're not the church that Acts wants us to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're
exactly.
not. We are just not. But just to know that somebody else like sees that,
yep,
and he's out there, and his music, like he lays out exactly this is what it is, and I really get the feel from him that he really lives that. He walks that out like you. I know you. You know what I mean? Like the stuff you're singing, and like you walk that out. You're really going to church. You're really like you really do have a ministry, and it's not about money at all. I know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just awesome.
It's in the type of people too. Like it's in the type of people like today and like back then. Like when Paul used to do it, when Paul used to like correct the church and do this and do that. You know what I mean? Like these people held you know, Paul up, like, you know, like they listened to him, they respected him for it. You know what I mean? Like today, if you do it, you're just a troublemaker.
Right.
Oh, here he goes, just causing trouble again.
Yeah.
He's just a troublemaker. You know what I mean? Like when you see motive or you see things, you know what I mean, that probably that aren't holy, that aren't right, and people just keep their mouth shut about it because they don't want to hurt no one's feelings, and all these things, and you say something about, oh, here he goes, just causing problems again. You know.
They just say that about you, Rocky.
That's all right. I've been
You've been that
I've
guy.
been hated my whole life. Like I'm gonna care for being hated for doing something right. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
for real. I'll be the one.
I can dig it.
I can. I don't like being that way, but somebody has to.
Somebody has to do it.
Somebody has to.
Rocky will do it. What do you want to talk about?
Chris?
I thought you had questions prepared or something.
I do.
We ain't that.
See how prepared I am?
We ain't that put together.
They look just like old
Like,
times.
how, it looks a lot better,
so,
be honest.
So let's talk about, like, you know, a lot of people, you know, when you hear testimonies after testimonies, you hear people say like, "Oh God, I got my license back. I got this." Like, how is your relationship with God like made you a better father or a better husband? Let's get
That's
like
good.
let's get into that stuff.
Okay.
Like, what is that done to like your character and like how you perform in these duties as like as a father, as a, you know, as a son, as a husband, you know?
Yeah. So going through that transformation, you kind of talked about it earlier, where you start to get the conviction. You feel bad for doing the things that you used to do that you didn't feel bad about, and you get those convictions, go through that transformation. And I always think the Bible talks about, I can't think of the verse off the top of my head, but he says, I'll take from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. And when you step out of the negative lifestyle and you receive that heart of flesh and you're able to feel again and love again. And the most important thing I feel like is you have to spend your own time. You have to not just go into church. You have to read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You have to spend time in prayer in that secret place and build that relationship with Christ, because you start to rebuild the foundation of your life on Christ. And then in that, if your wife is doing that as well, like my wife did that as well as I'm doing that. So we were building our own foundations, but then we started to rebuild the foundation of our marriage on Christ.
Yeah.
And the biblical principles and morals were instilled into us. So that in itself affects the way that you parent. You know, we have 2 older kids and 2 younger kids. And our older kids, in the beginning, we struggled some because there wasn't the boundaries in place there, because we was in active addiction and running crazy. So we didn't have the same boundaries. And now implementing those boundaries from the biblical morals and principles, there was a little bit of pushback there in the beginning, you know, whereas our daughters, that we are the only version of ourselves that they know. So they've grown up into that, and it's been easier to set those boundaries from the beginning.
Yeah. It's kind of hard. I guess it would be kind of hard to like tell somebody not to do something if they've already experienced you doing it.
You've been letting them do it for 5 or 6 years. Then you're like, hey, we ain't doing that no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you recognize that, then you have to give the grace for that. Like, I'm not saying continue to allow it, but you have to have some understanding in that situation.
That's tough. Good. That's tough parenting. Like parenting, man. Their parenting's tough.
It is. No matter what it looks like, it's tough.
It is. No way. I mean, I don't even know what even being a, you know what I mean? Like, how do you even be? I didn't know how to be a dad.
Well, you change the diaper. That's what I do. Put the bottle in his mouth.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like I put my 25% in of parenting in Kyron's life, and I really didn't know how to be a dad. Never had one. I never had a good positive male role model in my life. Never did.
Yeah.
Never did. Now, like, I'm a good dad. I think I'm a really attentive dad. I really pay attention. I'm concerned. I try to stay in there, try to help him when needed, and, you know, try to guide him. He calls me sometimes, you know what I mean? I get that to do that, but that's because I've changed me.
Yeah.
You know,
that's good that, like, you just said you didn't have that. You didn't have a dad, so you didn't have that example. And I was sitting here thinking, like, I had a dad, and my dad is awesome to this day still, and he knows how to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm like, Dad, I'm trying to build this.
If he's got the tools to do it.
If he don't, I'll go buy him. You know what I mean? He knows how to do anything. Like, but I compare myself to that. So it's like, for me, I was just telling Daniel the other day, like, that's the example that I have as a father. But I'm not that. So sometimes I'm hard on myself. Like, my kids will never grow up and thinking like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to call Dad. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how to do all those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what we always compare ourselves, or don't compare ourselves, because we either have that example or we don't. But it's like, I didn't have the example, so I do this, or how I am, I had that example, but I'm not that. So it's like I compare myself in a negative way almost.
I
don't
do
know.
the same thing. I do with my dad. I'm like, well, I might as well not even do this because I'm not gonna be as good as my dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm getting there. My wife forces the you're a good dad, because I'm like, I know I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Right.
what I know.
My wife told me the other day, it's the effort that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I dude, when my son was younger, dude, I used to be so hard on him.
Yeah.
So hard. Like, he wasn't one. I tried to coach him in football. I tried to coach him in baseball. He would stand there he wouldn't even like pick the bat up. He'd like, the ball would hit him in his chest. You know what I mean? He was one of those, because I would be hard on him.
Was you out there yelling at him?
Of course I was. You know me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was
legit.
when I like kind of, when he got up into his like high school, and I kind of, he got old enough to see how I was living and what I was doing in life, so I kind of veered off from him.
Yeah.
Because I got bad enough to where I didn't want him to see how I was living.
Right.
Like, I don't know what it was or what happened, but dude, he started like playing sports on his own, and he started getting good at him. He was wrestling and playing football. You know what I mean? And then when I found out, like, he played football for 2 years before I even knew it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then the first game I went to, I had a warrant for my arrest, so I had to stay out in the parking lot and like watch through my front window.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, and he started excelling at it. He was like, he started, you know, senior year, he started like defense and offense. Then he wrestled up into college. You know what I mean? It's called, I don't know, you know.
Now he's bigger than you.
Yeah, but I didn't pick him. You know, he didn't have me like standing over him with my finger in his face all the time.
Yeah.
He didn't have me yelling and harping on him.
That pressure wasn't there.
Yeah, but the pressure was there when I was there, but the love never was. I didn't know how to love him right. I didn't know how to be. You know, he was just a kid. I say that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's just a kid. I never said that. I expected my 12-year-old to know what's up.
Yeah.
You know, he like
legit.
For real. I was hard on him, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He couldn't be 12. He had to be 22 when he was 12. You know what I mean? That's what I was. I don't know. I failed in a major way with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did. I think that's one great thing that you got going for you too. You got another chance with Topher.
Oh yeah. I'm Abraham.
Zach's got a couple of young ones. I hope that's not in my stars.
Well, whatever God wants to happen is going to happen.
47, but I don't need that. I want to take vacations and stuff.
Oh yeah. I buy diapers.
That's right.
It's awesome. And a bunch of Jordan hats.
That's right.
That's my thing that I've just kind of.
I'm feeling the Bass Pro hats.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that.
Okay. Bass Pro hats.
We just went on vacation to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I
Ain't
came
that
home from
crazy?
South Carolina, bro, with camo pants on, a Bass Pro hat on.
And an accent.
Rocky had a whole accent down in Alabama.
Yeah, I kind of went off the rails in a little bit when I went down there.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
You're not wrong.
Stupid. I was acting, but I got a lot of likes for it.
It's that validation, man. I think all three of us in this room fell into that validation trap of Facebook likes or whatever, you know? Like, seriously.
No, I think it was like a decompression. You know what I mean?
He was just wilding out.
No, it was decompression. It was like, you know, you live. I want to do right and I want to live, but I want to live. You know what I mean? But you get it. You got eyes on you for recovery. You got eyes on you and this, and eyes on you and that, and eyes on you and that, and eyes on you and that. And I just thought, man, I just want to hang out and just like, you know, just relax.
Yeah.
Just be stupid. Do something stupid. Like when I went down there, I went to that college game and it was like, oh, it set me off. It was like exciting. It was like the first really exciting thing that I had done in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that college football game. I don't know. It was just like all the TikTok videos and stupid stuff. You know what I mean? I was being funny. It was, I liked it.
My son just put me in my place. I think he's got over 1,000 likes on that one TikTok video where I'm singing to him and I'm singing horribly and I'm singing it. The words are wrong, but he loved it. You know what I mean?
It's about Topher.
He was sitting there tapping his
Yeah,
little
he
hand
was. He
like
was like-
this.
That's what I told
He's
Jen.
got like 1,000 likes.
I
And I'm
told
like,
Jen, I said, look, he's tapping his hand.
I put a video out there. I get like 30 likes.
Like,
He
yeah.
got 1,000. But it's really awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's just getting his personality now and stuff, you know, like he's getting big.
Amen. Get to be a dad all over again.
How old is he now? He's getting big, bro.
He will be 9 months on the 14th.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
He's a big dude, like 99th percentile big.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for real, like top 1%.
Hallelujah.
I miss when my babies was that little. Now they got their own opinions and tell me what they want to do.
Well, I think we're going to have to end this because they can't get the stream to work.
All
So
right.
we're going to go do that.
All right.
Thank you. If you guys want to hear more from Zach, he will be live in about a half hour.
Come through.
On Harmony Homes Facebook page. We got to end it so I can go fix it.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Appreciate you being here, bro. Love you, bro.
Love you guys too.
End stream. Play.